Welcome to Unbelievable. I am Boo. On today's episode, we have another unboxing video. This time to Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty Jabba's Palace box. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so on today's episode we have another unboxing video. This time it is Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty Jabba's Palace box. And let's open it up and see what we got. As you see, we got Jabba right there. And you know, interestingly enough, Jabba's Palace was one of those places when I was younger, when I first ever saw Star Wars, and especially Return of the Jedi, Jabba's Palace just freaked me out. It looked like a really creepy place, like someplace you never want to go. But it's funny, as you get older and you watch the films over and over again and you start to age, you realize that, man, Jabba's Palace was just like a really cool place to party. I mean, you had Max Rebo's band going, you had Jabba having dancers and drinks probably, and all these different types of aliens. And eventually, if you guys had an execution, you get to go on his little sand dune ship. And so Jabba's Palace seemed like a pretty cool place. Let's open the box and see what we got. Now, the theme again is Jabba's Palace. And so we start off with our usual pin and patch. Our pin is a Gamorrean guard right there. And that came out pretty cool. He looks kind of fierce and a little bit upset in that picture, and so I like the pin a lot. And then we have our patch, which is pretty much the disguise that Leia used when she went in Return of the Jedi to save Han. Okay, and now I think that this bounty hunter has a specific name in the Star Wars universe. I don't know it. I just know that Leia uses this to sneak in and to try to save Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi. And so that's the patch they gave us. Pretty cool. So that's our patch and our pin. Let's open it up, see what else we got here. Remember, Jabba's Palace is the theme, so let's see what we got. Alright, looks like they're including an info card, and we'll go into the info card here in a little bit. But as you can see right there, our next box is going to be Death Star. So they're sticking with the locale kind of themes. And I think that's pretty cool, you know. I'm cool with seeing that. It's something different. Instead of just focusing on a specific movie or a character, a location gives you a lot of options as to what to put in the box. And so next, you know, Death Star I think should be a really awesome box. But let's see what we got here. Oh, well, I'm going to start with this. We have a Funko hat. Now, this is the first time out of all the Funko boxes we've gotten that we've seen a kind of hat, and it has 3PO, and it says, I like what it says on the hat, it says programmed for etiquette. And we all know 3PO is very, very appropriate when he speaks, and especially when he worked for Jabba, because he knew if he wasn't, he was going to get, you know, disintegrated, basically. And so we have a 3PO hat, and hopefully this will fit my big head. I don't know. I might have to go down to like 2 runs, but this is cool, man. I like the idea of putting a hat in the box. And on the brim it says Star Wars, and then you got the Pop logo too. And even up here you have the Pop kind of a sticker, like a New Era cap. And inside you can get a look at it, and on the back another little logo for 3PO. That's cool, man. I'm happy with this, and I'll rock this too. So I'll put this on right now. So one of our first items is this cool 3PO hat. We also have a Star Wars plush, and it is of our boy Boba Fett. And as we know, Boba Fett is definitely one of Jabba's trusted bounty hunters, I guess. Jabba employs Boba a lot, and so we have this nice little Star Wars plush. It's definitely exclusive, and it's Funko made. Not really a Mopies, but it's a Star Wars Funko plush. So we have Boba Fett right here. And let's see. Our next item, oh cool, is R2-D2 serving drinks. Now, if you remember from the film, R2-D2 is a gift from Luke to Jabba They put R2 on work on Jabba's little sea barge kind of thing, or his sand barge, and R2 has to deliver drinks around to everybody. So this is him suited up with his drinks. Now this is a really cool pop, not only because he has that little drink set up on him, but he also is kind of has a little bit of sand on him, so he has some more detailing. And I like that, you know what, getting a pop where we've seen R2 units, but this one's, you know, kind of dirty, and he has that little drink table on him. That's pretty sick. I think this is a really, really cool and appropriate pop for this box. And then our last item, I'll put the box down here now, we have a Jabba the Hutt ceramic mug. And we got another ceramic mug a few boxes ago, and that was 3PO with a red kind of arm. And now we have Jabba. Let me pull him out. And there we go. We got a nice little Jabba mug. And again, this mug's kind of interesting, the way it's shaped and how wide it is. This could easily be used for coffee, but I think you could also use it for, you know, cereal or some kind of yogurt or a little snack. But really nice, and mine looks to be in good shape. I know some people have gotten theirs, previous mugs broken and stuff like that, but we got a pop-at-home mug, ceramic mug. Anyway, let's look at the info card real quick. And so, like I said, next month's theme is Death Star. But let's look on the back real quick, because you can see they give us a breakdown of the items. So let's just go over this real quick. It talks about the sculpt for the ceramic mug with Jabba the Hutt, okay? And then it mentions the hat. These are known as Pop Tops and are also a new line from Funko. This is the first Star Wars Pop Top ever made. So this is the first one of the line ever made, and we got it here in this box. We have the plush, which is a brand new line from Funko, which is Boba Fett, and he's the first to ever be released to customers. Okay. Then we have right up here, we have our patch and our pin, and they kind of give a breakdown about the Gamorrean Guard, mentioning the Rancor a little bit. And then we have our R2-D2, okay? And so our R2-D2 pop, you know, right here, he looks, they break down the concept art originally for him, and then they show the different kinds of colors that they used, and this is the final sculpt that ended up in here. And I can't get over it. It's just really cool. And if you look at the pop, and you can see up here at the top too, there's like even little, you know, there's supposed to be like drink inside the cups he's holding. And so that is just really, really, really sick. I like that a lot. So let's talk about this box overall. Overall, I love this box. This might probably be my favorite Star Wars box we've gotten so far. I'm giddy over it, because you know what? You're always wondering, okay, well, it's a location theme, and you're wondering, well, how's this going to work out? And Jabba the Hutt's palace, as you know, there's a lot of history behind it, but a lot of that history was kind of made irrelevant when Disney took over and kind of wiped the slate clean with canon. But, I mean, they knocked it out of the park. I really like the hat. I think this is really cool. This is something I can wear. You know, like, for me, what I can say is it looks very nicely made, and you know, I like the saying up there, programmed for etiquette, and just awesome. I think they did a really good job with this hat. Then you have my second favorite item after the hat would have to be just the R2-D2, and how cool to make an appropriate pop for this theme, and really, really cool and really sick. I like that, and I don't even think I have an R2, to be honest, in my collection, so this is definitely cool for me. After that, I gotta say, I was a real big fan of the ceramic mug here. Jabba, you know, I think the way they made him in pop form, the way they made Jabba in pop form is so appropriate, with his tongue coming out, but he looks kind of happy, and so this is really cool. I like this ceramic mug. Of course, our Boba Fett plush figure, and I gotta clean off from some of the stuff, but he looks amazing too, and I'm a big Boba Fett fan. I remember the last box was bounty hunter themed, and there was a Boba Fett pop in there, and honestly, in my opinion, you can't get enough Boba Fett. I think he's just one of the sickest looking characters in all of Star Wars, and so definitely happy about this little plush, and I'm a fan of plush. He'll probably be right on my desk soon. And then, you know, our patch and our pin. These are actually, most of the time, these are my least favorite items in the box, and they probably should be. This time around, I'm actually a pretty big fan of this Star Wars pop pin right here, I guess, because I think they did the Gamorrean Guard really sick, and it's really appropriate. The patch, why couldn't you pick, like, you know who I thought would be dope for this patch would be like Salacious Crumb, Bib Fortuna, I think, or even, you know, those would have been like my top picks for like the patch. But this one's okay, but probably my definitely least favorite item in the whole box, and also just one that I think you could have picked a cooler character. So definitely would have liked to seen a different character on the patch. But overall, awesome box. I cannot wait to see what they do with Death Star. That's a huge, huge theme, and one that I don't think they can afford to get wrong because, of course, as we know, the Death Star is the ultimate weapon in the galaxy other than the Force. And so that one's going to be interesting to see what items they choose to put in that box. But I think they did a real cool job with the hat. That was a shocker. Not a complete shocker because I said to myself, they got to be doing a hat soon. But for them to actually do it, to put it in the Star Wars box, for it to be pretty sick, I think. Just the design of it. Good job on Funko. I'm happy with my Smuggler's Bounty, man. I love me some Star Wars, and these are amazing. This was a great box. I have no hate right now. Give me the Death Star box as soon as possible, and I'll be more pumped. So in the comment section, let me know, what did you think of this box? Were you happy with the items in here? What was your favorite item? Also, let me know, what do you think about Smuggler's Bounty using locations as themes for their boxes? I was kind of worried about it, but they, calmed me down with this. Also, if you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and also share my video if you want. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Twitter, post it on somebody's wall, send it through an email. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, it's been unbelievable having you. Until next time, guys, remember, take care.